If you invest a lot of time, energy, and money into copywriting, then you want to make sure it converts like a champ. The problem is, unfortunately, this isn't always the case. In fact, most copy barely even works, and forget about reaching its full potential. It's simply not happening. So in this video, I want to give you 5 proven copywriting tips that will boost your conversions and will make your writing that much more effective. If you're new here, then my name is Shaba. I'm the founder of Game of Conversions, and I help entrepreneurs and business people convert more leads into profitable customers with their online business. So if you're interested in these type of things, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell icon down below, because that way you'll be the first one to know when I release a video such as this one. And with that being said, let's jump into it. So I hope you're ready, because these 5 tips work, they're easy to implement, and if you start using them, you're gonna notice a huge jump in conversions. All right, so the first tip I have for you is that you should always speak to people's emotions, always. So I see this all the time. A lot of copywriters try to sell stuff with logic, with convincing people to buy something, but this simply doesn't work. The fact is that we are irrational animals, okay? We make decisions based on emotions, and only then do we justify them with logic. And this is pretty much the case with any culture, any social level, basically anywhere you look. And I also get this all the time. Some people say that their audience is more sophisticated, like they're immune to these deep physiological and psychological things on how humans operate. Well, they're not. Everybody makes decisions based on emotions, and the job of your copy is to elicit this emotional response, to build rapport, to appeal to people's pains, fears, hopes, desires, and dreams. And once you've built this relationship, once you've triggered an emotional response and you have them hooked basically, then you can start justifying your argument with logic, but only then. Because remember, people make decisions based on emotion and then they justify it with logic. The second tip I have for you is that you shouldn't be afraid of using proven copywriting formulas, such as ADA or PAS, which stands for Problem, Agitation, Solution. Now, this might seem a little bit basic to some people, but trust the system, okay? These formulas work, and only try to innovate on them once you've emulated them a few times, okay? So for example, ADA, it's a really popular formula. It stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. It basically guides people through a sales message, through a direct response message in a pretty efficient way. But what I like more than this is the PAS, the Problem, Agitation, Solution framework, because this appeals to people's emotions much stronger. So you really take your time and present the problem and agitate it. You twist the knife, you make them feel the burn with this problem, and this is the only way to actually awaken this desire in people so that they want to buy something. Because even if they're sophisticated, even if they seemingly know what they want, the truth is that most people will never be ready to buy something unless they have a pain. They have to have this pain, otherwise they will not care about your sales message at all. Just think about going to the dentist. Like, if you have a toothache, then suddenly the urge to go to a dentist skyrockets. But without it, nobody cares. Why you should even care about a dentist at all? Obviously, this is an extreme example, but in most markets, people don't care about your product. They don't care about solving anything unless they have a problem. But if they have a problem and then you can solve it, and then you can demonstrate that you're the right fit to solve it for them, then they're going to give you their money. It's that simple. The third tip I have for you connects very closely to the Problem, Agitation, Solution framework, and is to agitate that pain, okay? So a lot of people are afraid of this. They think that it will make them look bad, or their readers will dislike them or something. This is not the case, okay? So the aim of high converting copy is to elicit an emotional response and to make them feel the pain, and then offer them your solution, which ideally should be the perfect solution for them. But the problem is, if you only present the pain very briefly, then you don't have enough time to really elicit that emotional response. You need to agitate it. As I said before, you need to twist the knife, and you can do your own research on this as well. Any story you look at, any successful sales message you look at, the writer spends a lot of time agitating the pain. Just think about the classic rags to riches stories where somebody went from being dead broke with having $30 in their bank account to a multimillionaire. Obviously, you can present these stories in a douchey way, and you can also present them in a genuine way. But the one thing in common for each of these is that they each agitate the pain. They each go to great lengths to really describe how miserable the original situation was and how much better the current situation is. And this is basically the essence of sales itself. Like, you take someone from their current situation, and by offering them some type of journey, some type of guidance or solution, you take them to their ideal situation where their lives will be better. But in order for them to want this, they should feel the pain. They should feel that they have a problem, because a lot of people rationalize this and they think, now my life is okay, I don't have a problem at all. But in fact, it's your copy's job, and ultimately it's your job or your writer's job to summon this feeling. Now, as I said before, don't be afraid to use agitation. It definitely works. I admit it's more art than science, this part, so you don't really have like a general cookie cutter formula for this, but just make sure to make it as vivid, as descriptive, as real life as possible, okay? You want to make it gory, ideally, okay? Obviously, this depends on the context as well. Like, you cannot use very vivid, gory language in a Facebook ad, because Facebook discourages this and your ad will get shut down. They want readers to experience positive things, not to feel something which hurts. But on your sales pages, on your landing pages, or in your emails, oh yeah, you can definitely use this. You can definitely use this. And also, feel free to use some of your personal stories, or even made up stories, or stories that you've read about someone in similar shoes as your ideal customer, and use those stories, because when you don't make these stuff up, then people will connect to them much more efficiently. Now, the fourth tip I have for you is to use the stages of awareness. I created a video just on this topic before, because it's that important. In fact, you can check it out by clicking on the little box above. I highly recommend that you check it out, but in a nutshell, basically it comes from legendary copywriter and marketer Eugene Schwartz, and the 5 stages of awareness is basically a framework that tracks people through their journey on making a buying decision. So the first stage is unaware. At this point, people don't even know they have a problem. The second stage is problem aware. At this stage, people know they have a problem, but they don't know if it can be solved or not. They just feel the problem, the pain. The third stage is solution aware, okay? So at this stage, people have discovered that there is a solution, but they have no idea how to get this, or what is the right solution. The fourth stage is product aware, and at this stage it's very important, because this is the place where people already know about your product. They're just not sure if it's the right fit for them, or if it's the right time for them to buy. But at this point, they know the problem, they know that solutions exist, and they also know that you have a solution for this. And the final stage is most aware. So this is the ideal situation. In this case, people are locked and loaded to buy your product. They're just probably waiting for a discount, or they have some objections that you haven't addressed yet, or they just postponing it. So that's why you need urgency. So at this level, basically you can just use urgency tactics or scarcity tactics to get the sale. But in order to get here, you have to warm people up from their unaware stage to their most aware stage. And also make sure to optimize your funnels around these things, because otherwise your copy will not be targeted enough to their current situation. So for example, when people are unaware, it's very hard to target them with any sales message, and you cannot even target them with Facebook ads as well, because they don't know they have a problem. So in this way, you just have to educate them and weave in and just mention that there are problems in people's lives that they might be experiencing as well. Now, if they're problem aware, then you can really start using Facebook ads to target them, because you can describe their problem, you can agitate a little bit, not too much, because you'll get shut down by Facebook's algorithm. But this is the perfect place for people to click, so that they're taken to your landing page, where it's your landing page's job to warm them up to solution aware. And once they subscribe to your newsletter, for example, at this point they're still between problem aware and solution aware, then it's your autoresponders' job to warm them up to product aware, to introduce them to your evergreen course, or to your launch, or to your offer, whatever you offer. And then once they click through from the email to your sales page, then it's your sales page's job to bring them up to product aware and to most aware as well. So a sales page is a little bit more complicated. In fact, I have several sales page videos that I cover effective sales pages in great length. You can check it out by clicking on the link above again. But just know that when you write copy that is primarily targeted to the relevant stages of awareness that your customers are in at that point, you're going to be much more effective. Okay, and the final tip I have for you, tip number 5, is to have an irresistible offer. Because here's the thing, if your offer is not strong enough, if people don't want it, you can have the best copy in the world. You can hire the best A-list copywriters for several hundreds of thousands of dollars, and your funnels are still not going to convert. So the offer is the most important part. If you sell something to your market that they simply don't want, or you haven't done enough customer research, or the value proposition is not there, then your most important objective is to basically redo your offer, boost it, make it better. However, if your offer is perfect, then you can have mediocre copy and still get a lot of sales. However, most people won't get that perfect offer, okay? So most people will have a pretty good or okay offer, and you will need strong copy to sell it. However, there are always people who have a really bad offer, and in that case, no amount of good copy will be able to sell it. And there are people who have the perfect offer, and in that case, you don't even need to have good copy at all. You just have some very basic stuff and it will be able to sell. Now, don't get me wrong, you can still mess this up, but a powerful offer definitely helps a lot. It basically 10x's your result easily. So make sure to validate your offer before scaling it, before running Facebook ads to this or something. You have several techniques to use this. You can do some review mining. You can go to Amazon, check out the reviews about the books that are in your topic. You can basically mention your topic in various Facebook groups and just get some feedback on it. Or you can interview your past customers or leads or anything, basically. Just get some feedback, get some validation to see if people actually want it, and only then scale it. Again, the 5 tips are: 1, speak to your readers' emotions. Secondly, use a proven copywriting formula. Third, create a hook that makes them feel the pain and agitate this pain so that they know they have a problem. Fourth, consider your reader's stage of awareness when writing any copy. And fifth, make sure that you have an irresistible offer and that it's solid and people actually want it. Implement these 5 tips and you will see a significant boost in conversions. However, if you want even better conversions, if you want an even greater boost, then make sure to subscribe to my email newsletter, because I cover a lot of things there that I don't cover in my videos. I mostly focus on email marketing nowadays, but you will also have a lot of great information about sales pages, about Facebook ads, and all these stuff. So I'll leave a link below. Just go to gameofconversions.com, put in your email address, and I would be happy to welcome you inside in my insider tribe. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell icon, and that way you'll be the first one to know when I release another video such as this one. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Hope this helped you, and see you in the next one. Cheers.